The year 1715, a time of great maritime empires and colonial expansion. Spain, having recently emerged from the costly War of the Spanish Succession, found its coffers severely depleted. King Philip V anxiously awaited the arrival of the annual treasure fleet from the New World. This fleet was not just a routine convoy. It was a crucial lifeline intended to restore the nation's economic stability. Vast quantities of gold, silver, emeralds, and other precious goods were gathered from the mines and vaults of the Americas. In Havana, Cuba, the final staging point, 12 ships prepared for the perilous transatlantic journey. Among them was the Santísima Trinidad, famously known as the Arca de Lima. Another key vessel was the Nuestra Señora de la Regla, the flagship of the fleet. But one ship, the San Miguel, was unique among its brethren. It was a vessel known for its speed and agility compared to the larger, lumbering galleons. Commanded by the experienced Captain Juan Dubila, the fleet was a formidable sight. San Miguel, however, was under the private ownership of Don Antonio de Echeverri. It was rumored to be carrying not only the king's tax but also a vast amount of private wealth. This made the San Miguel a particularly rich and tempting target for pirates. The fleet commanders knew the risks of the hurricane season were approaching. Pressure from the Spanish crown to deliver the treasure without delay was immense. They made the fateful decision to set sail on July 24th, 1715. The first few days of the voyage were deceptively calm and uneventful. Ships sailed in a defensive formation, protecting the most valuable vessels within the convoy. The San Miguel, being faster, was tasked with scouting and relaying messages. Lookouts scanned the horizon, not for pirates, but for the telltale signs of a gathering storm. By the sixth day, the weather began to turn. The air grew heavy and humid, and an ominous stillness fell over the sea. The experienced sailors recognized the signs of an impending hurricane. Captain Ubila ordered the ships to head closer to the Florida coast, hoping to find shelter. It was a desperate gamble against the raw power of nature. On the night of July 30th, the hurricane struck with unimaginable fury. Winds howled like demonic spirits, tearing sails to shreds. Mountainous waves, far larger than any the sailors had ever seen, crashed over the decks. The mighty galleons were tossed about like mere children's toys. The sound of splintering wood and snapping masts filled the night. One by one, the ships were driven towards the deadly reefs of the Florida coast. The Arca de Lima was one of the first to be pushed ashore. Miraculously, its hull remained largely intact, saving its crew and cargo. Other ships were not so fortunate. They were smashed to pieces, their treasures spilling into the churning abyss. Over 1,000 lives were lost in the storm, a catastrophic human tragedy. But what of the San Miguel? Some accounts suggest it was seen north of the main wreckage site. It is believed the captain of the San Miguel, realizing the danger, tried to outrun the storm. He may have steered the agile now into the open sea, a desperate bid for survival. This maneuver would have separated it from the rest of the doomed fleet. No wreckage of the San Miguel was ever positively identified with the other ships. This led to the enduring belief that it sank elsewhere, its treasure still intact. The Spanish authorities immediately began salvage operations. They recovered a significant portion of the treasure from the known wrecks. But the San Miguel and its immense cargo remained unaccounted for. The value of its lost treasure was estimated to be in the millions of pesos. In today's currency, that value could be upwards of $2 billion. For centuries, the story of the San Miguel faded into legend. It became a ghost ship, a whisper among sailors and treasure hunters. The exact location of its sinking remains one of history's greatest maritime mysteries. Theories about its final resting place have abounded for generations. Some believe it was carried far north by the Gulf Stream. Others speculate it foundered off the coast of what is now Amelia Island. The search for the San Miguel has obsessed many. It represents the ultimate prize in the world of shipwreck recovery. Modern technology has renewed hopes of finally locating the vessel. Magnetometers are used to detect large metallic objects, like cannons. Submersibles can explore depths unreachable by divers. Yet, the ocean guards its secrets jealously. The search area is vast, and the wreck could be buried under centuries of sand. The legend of the San Miguel continues to inspire. It is a story of ambition, tragedy, and enduring mystery. The treasure itself was a product of a global empire. Silver was mined under harsh conditions in places like Potosi. This silver was then transported by mule train to the coast. It was minted into the famous pieces of 8. These coins fueled the economies of Europe and Asia. The gold came from various sources across the Spanish colonies. Emeralds from Colombia were particularly prized for their quality. The fleet's cargo represented years of colonial extraction. The loss of the 1715 fleet was a staggering blow to Spain. It exacerbated the country's already precarious financial situation. The hurricane that sank the fleet was exceptionally powerful. It was a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most powerful navies. Survivors who washed ashore faced a new set of challenges. They were stranded in a wild and unfamiliar land. They had to contend with local wildlife and the lack of fresh water. Word of the disaster spread slowly. Eventually, a small boat managed to reach St. Augustine, Puerto. This initiated the organized Spanish salvage efforts. They established a camp near the main wreckage site. For years, they worked to recover what they could. Their efforts were hampered by pirates and privateers. Men like Henry Jennings saw the disaster as an opportunity. They raided the Spanish camp, stealing a vast fortune in salvage treasure. This pirate raid was a major setback for the Spanish recovery. Despite the dangers, the allure of the treasure was too strong to ignore. The San Miguel, being separate, would have been safe from these initial pirates. Its treasure lies somewhere else, undisturbed and whole. This is the core of the San Miguel's enduring legend. The ship itself was a marvel of 18th century engineering. Its wooden hull was crafted from sturdy oak. Its sails were made of heavy canvas, designed to catch the powerful trade winds. It carried an array of cannons for defense. Life aboard such a ship was difficult and cramped. The crew consisted of sailors, soldiers, officers, and a few passengers. Their daily life was a routine of hard work and discipline. The food was basic, consisting mainly of hardtack and salted meat. Fresh water was strictly rationed. The storm would have turned this ordered world into chaos. Fear and desperation would have been rampant. The loss of the San Miguel represents a snapshot of this terror, frozen in time. Modern searchers are driven by more than just monetary greed. There is the thrill of discovery, of solving a historical puzzle. Finding the San Miguel would rewrite a chapter of maritime history. It would provide invaluable insight into the Spanish colonial system. Each artifact tells a story. A cannon tells of the ship's defenses. A piece of pottery speaks of the daily life of the crew. A gold coin speaks of the immense wealth being transported. The treasure of the San Miguel is a tangible link to the past. It is a silent witness to the power of the ocean. It is a testament to the ambitions of an empire. And it is a memorial to the thousand souls who perished. The search continues, fueled by hope and speculation. New leads are analyzed, and new technologies are developed. Perhaps, one day, the San Miguel will be found. Its final resting place will be revealed. The treasure will be brought back into the light. Until then, it remains the lost treasure of the San Miguel, a symbol of untold riches waiting to be discovered. The story began with the immense wealth of the Spanish Americas. The fleet's departure from Havana was a grand affair. Cannons fired a salute as the ships headed for the open sea. The admiral of the fleet was confident in a swift and safe passage. He had made the journey many times before. But this time, the sea had a different plan. The change in weather was subtle at first. Seabirds, usually a common sight, disappeared. The color of the water shifted to a strange, murky green. The crew grew anxious, sharing hushed whispers and prayers. The captain of the San Miguel was known for his caution. He may have argued for delaying the departure from Havana. His warnings, if any, were overruled by the Crown's urgent need. As the storm hit, the San Miguel was on the outer edge of the formation. This position might have given it a slim chance to escape. While other ships were being pushed west to the reefs, it might have been pushed north. The ship would have been heavily damaged, but perhaps still afloat. The crew would have fought desperately to keep it from foundering. They would have jettisoned heavy cannons to improve stability. For days, it may have drifted, a ghost ship on an angry sea. Eventually, it would have succumbed to its damage. It sank not in the shallow coastal waters, but in the deep ocean. This is why it has remained hidden for so long. The treasure it carried was not just coins and bars. It included exquisite jewelry intended for the Spanish queen, Elizabeth Farnese. There were also chests of valuable pearls from the coast of Venezuela. The loss of these personal treasures was a source of great frustration for the monarchy. San Miguel's treasure is a time capsule of immense cultural value. Finding it would be like opening a door to the year 1715. Every nail, every plank of the ship tells a part of the story. The search is a painstaking process of elimination. Vast swaths of the seafloor are scanned and analyzed. Most anomalies turn out to be rock formations or modern debris. But the hope of finding the real prize keeps the searchers going. The legend has inspired countless books, documentaries, and dreams. It is a powerful narrative of human ambition versus the power of nature. The sunken galleon waits in the silent darkness. Its treasure holds the stories of a lost world. A world of kings, empires, and epic sea voyages. The final chapter of the San Miguel has yet to be written.